What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Svetz series. Josh Svetz here, and today we are taking another look at 4 hip-hop tracks that you need to stop sleeping on. And with that, let's go. The Slept On series is all about highlighting the tracks that just aren't getting the love they deserve. You know, we're talking about tracks under the 10 million mark, around that 5 million to 2 million mark, even some tracks that haven't broken 1 million streams. Let's start by talking about one of my favorite up-and-comers in the rap game right now, JPG Mafia, with his experimental, off-the-wall Millennium freestyle. This track interpolates both the Backstreet Boys' I Want It That Way, as evidenced by the cover art, and Ghost Town DJ's My Boo. But it takes both moods of those songs and turns it into a more twisted, dark, and dreamy song. Peggy's harmonies are just beauteous throughout this, and his ad-libbed mixed second verse is absurd.
Fuck the beat, let my end speak. Fuck the street, let this pen speak. Talking, the two rinse and we tend fuck me in the right way. Give me book for the nice dates. Oh man, I'm a soloist. Can't break no bread with no label, bitch. No, you cannot have my masters, no. Cause I made that beat from scratch, bitch, no.
You can find this on YouTube and SoundCloud, but damn, Peggy, we need this on Apple Music and Spotify. For real. Next up, we have a more chilled, thought-provoking track with YBN Cordae's Old. Check the graphic, I'm too white to say that. Here, Cordae sets up a barbershop-like environment where he uses an old-school 90s flow and has a very open perspective, taking into account both the older generation and newer generation's thoughts on each other in the hip-hop game, ultimately striving for common ground. He makes points about the older generation's hypocrisy, where they want the younger kids to act right, but all those so-called idols and role models have ended up being bad people. For example, Bill Cosby, who he mentions on this track. And in a generation where a lot of the innocence has been lost because of what people have found out about so-called role models and idols, celebrities, athletes, whatnot, it makes a lot of sense. He also brings up how the older generation should be happy that these kids are using rap so that they don't have to steal or be on the streets.
So I gotta drop music to accrue some funds, and I get it, that's the mindset that's killing the rhyme fest, but feeding our families, lowering the crime. Yet you want us to beef, separate, and make a contest. Rapping to say about the streets, shouldn't mind that. Staying out of prison, and we saying fuck the system, man. Rapping is our outlet to go and get our dividends, rather than out robbing niggas selling Ritalin.
To me, what Cordae did was open the gateway to understanding on both sides of the hip-hop spectrum. He's poised, elegant, and has some pretty clever bars here, but above all else, he's fair. Definitely check this out if you haven't already. Now we're gonna switch it up, because we've got a more clubbish, banger party track in St. John's Surf Club. I love the glitchy synths, the booming bass, and the infectious hook.
Now is you ready for me? Every fucking time I get it wet. God ain't never lying. Now is you ready for me? These bitches know the way. The trappers know the way. Real niggas know the way. Your boy all on the way. I'm Gucci in the way. I'm Louis in the way. I'm surfing on the way.
Honestly, this shit just kind of makes me sway. And the drops here are just, we need more of that. Finally, we've got the lowest key track of the bunch, because this dude is really just starting out. And I'm talking about Queens, New York rapper Vern Dollaz. And for a first timer, this dude is pretty dope. He has a straight East Coast flow, mixed with signature New York inflection. I get a mix of Joey Badass, a little bit of Jay Critch, as well as even some Earl Sweatshirt Odd Futurist delivery, because he has a relaxing and laid-back tone. And while I see a lot of potential in pretty much all the songs that I've heard from him, in terms of incorporating his best elements, his highest energy, and of course his stickiest hooks, that all comes from me on his latest single, New Year, New Guap. This dark and grimy production, mixed with wavy instrumentals, features this commanding flow and solid switch-ups.
Next move, gotta guess. You can tell a nigga next. Kinda different from the rest. Don't move right, you get left. The other niggas wanna talk, let them know what I'm about. Dumb nigga in the south, and I don't do it for the clout. I detect this respect as reflex, come direct this rap game. Ooh, me next TV show reflex. I've been thinking about a lot. Yeah, I've been thinking about a lot. I've been thinking about a lot. New year, new guap. I've been thinking about a lot. Yeah, I've been thinking about a lot. I've been thinking about a lot. New year, new guap.
I think it's a pretty impressive banger for such a green artist, and that hook just sticks in your head. Simple, but direct. You can check out all the tracks that I mentioned in my Spotify playlist, where I have all the songs that I've mentioned in my Slept On series, and I'll constantly be updating that as I make more installments to this. And there's plenty more where that came from, but what did y'all think? Comment below and make your voice heard. Like, subscribe, and don't be afraid to criticize. This has been the Svetz series. Now send me your queries.
Red and black sweater like my name is Freddy. Color spaghetti. I so messy. Pico khaki. Never lecky. Keep that 30 in my jacket. Look at the diamonds, they on hush mode.